Welcome back to the NightChild Reviews Prince. We're looking at Prince's Hit and Run Phase 2. This is Track 2, Day 2, Rock and Roll, Love Affair. Now, this song was originally recorded in late 2012. It was kind of changed and altered about for an early 2013 remix, and it's finally here on this album, and I'm glad this track has finally found a home. I love this type of song. I must admit that a story song. For me, the songs like Fury, songs like Ballad of Dorothy Parker, I love it when there's a story and Prince is telling that story. That really works for me as a song. The horns though, for this song I think are the stars. They really are. There's a lot of horn work on this album and it starts really here, and oh, it's fantastic. You know, with no official confirmation really on who's doing what, but it could well be Michael B. Nelson, Kathy and Dave Jensen, Steve Strand. I mean, there's some fantastic horn work. Ever since I first got into Prince and heard It's Gonna Be a Beautiful Night, I've loved the horn work Prince has been involved with, and this is another example of that, and there's lots more to come, horn work on this album. This starts off with a kind of great chugging beat with his guitar kind of flourishes, picking in the background and just kind of playing little parts. It's a kind of touch, I think, of a touch of country and western, a touch of kind of 50s feel as well. It's rumoured also to be inspired by kind of Prince and Andy Allo working together, and I think the idea kind of really fits into the idea of this song. It starts off with this kind of a notion that she believes in fairy tales and princes. He believed in the voices coming from his radio. He believed in rock and roll, which is fantastic. It also makes another Andy Allo reference where he talks about that's when the stars collide, which is a reference to Andy Allo's fabulous song When Stars Collide from her, a fantastic album, Superconductor, which if you ever get a chance to check that out, that is a superb album with some Prince involvement too. There's also humour. There's a kind of part where Prince talks about, I don't know if there's room at your table, and I'd like to sit at your table, and she says, it's tight, but I can fit you in, which is kind of quite cool. This song really is about a great love affair, kind of about the kind of 50s rock and roll love affair. I always think of it. There's a great line that says, "This kind of love don't come from a prayer. Ain't talking about rebound born of despair. Yellow sun rising on their bodies in bed. Two people in love with nothing but the road ahead," which is a fantastic kind of story of young love, and it's kind of very upbeat, jaunty feel. There's also a great bit which reminds me really of Hard Rock Lover. Now obviously this came well before Hard Rock Lover. There's a part where Prince sings, she wanted to see her name appear on the big screen, and he just wanted to hear her scream his name, and of course Prince screams the word scream, so it's, he just wanted to hear her scream his name, which is fantastic. It really, I love it when Prince screams. I do like that. I love the upbeat nature of the song. I think it's really jaunty, it's kind of really upbeat. I think the first couple of songs have a steady rhythm and a steady beat. Later on in this album we get into kind of more seductive ballads later on, but this is a kind of more upbeat, jaunty style. I think it's one of the songs that, rather like The One You Want to See, it just makes you smile. You can't not smile. I mean, it just kind of lifts you up. It has a fantastic descending end where it sort of goes da 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 da. It's just kind of like a brilliant, great ending. It's just a really nice song, and I think it's a song that I'm just so glad that it has found its place, that it's finally found a home, because I want more people to sort of hear these songs. And sometimes these songs come out individually singles, and perhaps some casual fans don't hear them, or the wider audience don't hear these songs, and it's really great to have them here so people can appreciate them again. And kind of we get complacent as Prince fans just by the sheer amount of fantastic work he produces, and sometimes it's very easy to kind of not be able to take it all in. And I think when a track is on an album, you really get to appreciate that track, and really enjoy that track and look at it again. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for another song which has got some horn work in it, and a song which I really, really, really love. It's called Too Young to Dare.